Hello, everyone. Kristen here. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome. Please remember to share and like this video. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Okay, I think I fixed it. Oh, maybe not. All right, I think I fixed it now. Sounds okay. Take two. Hello, everyone. This is Kristen Fagan with Softlex Company. I'm here for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. And I know what I did. I had YouTube open. That's why my sound got all messy. Can you all hear me now? Let me just make sure before I go any further. Yeah. Damien's back in the background. He says yes. Melissa says your owl painting is adorable. Thank you. I know I'm posting up some new art. New art. Okay, now I'm going to mute. I'll be right back. Okay, take three. I have a friend visiting and he went for a walk and just came back, which I had a feeling that would happen. So now he's here and the dog should calm down. All right, everybody, it's Kristen Fagan here with Softlex Company, and I'm here for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. Damien is here in the background helping me out. Thank you, Damien. And I'm going to open up our Day of the Dead, Dia De Los Muertos bead mix for all of you. And we're going to make something. Also going to give one of these bead mixes away. So if you see my little ticker down here, if you use the hashtag skulls, I think it put it plural, right? Yes, I put it plural. So hashtag SKULLS, you will be entered to win one of our Day of the Dead bead mixes. We are also running a special on this mix over at softlexcompany.com. So I'm just going to pop that up here right now. It is free with your order over $75 or more. You must enter the coupon code FREEMIX in the coupon code field. And you'll also get free shipping on any orders over $89 or more in the US. The free bead mix will be added to your order over $75 when you enter the coupon free mix at checkout. It's not valid with any other order discounts, and it ends tomorrow, October 8th at midnight Pacific time. And we're going to make some fun things with this today. I've been playing with this mix all morning, and I have some cute ideas for all of you. So let's just get down to it. All right, so on my bead mat today, you'll see I have the mix here. I've used a few pieces of it already, but this is essentially the mix. I've got some earrings we're going to make together. I have another earring idea. All of these beads are from the mix. And then I was also playing with a necklace idea. And these are incorporating some different check glass beads from our shop. So we'll take a look at those projects today. I have, in addition to the bead mix, I've got my Yuki size 10 delicacy beads. And I have these check glass drops that you can find at softflexcompany.com. I don't know if I'm going to use these, but here's another check glass strand that you can find at softflexcompany.com. I may put them in the background, like in the back of the necklace. So I pulled those out. I've got some bead stoppers here. I've got some crimps and some ear wires that I'll be using. I have one silver, one gold, and then I have some sterling silver crimp beads. I'll be using some Softflex craft wire, gold silver plated, 22 gauge. And I have my Softflex beading wire, black onyx color in medium diameter. We won't be playing with this today, but this is the Day of the Dead kit that we have for the Great Bead Extravaganza. And that event is taking place October 19th. Is the preview in the evening at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then Softflex Company will be presenting on Saturday, which is October 20th. Do I have those dates right? Let me look and make sure that I'm not. Okay, yeah. So the preview party is the 18th, Friday at 5 p.m. And then Softflex Company is presenting on Saturday, the 19th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And then there's also beading videos all weekend long on the 19th and the 20th. So you'll want to join us for that. This is the kit that we'll be using in that event. And it'll be Sarah and I that are getting together with all of you. So we're looking forward to the Fall Fest TGBE coming up. And although this mix was not included in the kit, it is a nice coordinating mix and strand that you could have purchased. The strand has since sold out, so we don't have that one anymore. Let's get started. Let's first make these sweet little skull earrings. It's got a little flower top on here that I made with the bead cap and a fun tassel. I always love hot pink and turquoise together. So I'm going to pull out the beads I need for this design, which is this tassel, this turquoise colored skull. We're going to use one of these bead caps. And I have taken that and, oh. There we go. Does not want to stay. I've taken my bead cap and using my chain nose pliers, I have just slightly bent these little loops out so it looks more like a flower. And then I'm just going to grab one of these small little white rondelles. And lastly, one of these little stars. So for this design, I'm going to use my craft wire. I've got 22 gauge, gold, silver plated. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut myself a few inches, about 4 inches is probably fine. And then I'm going to grab my round nose pliers and my bent nose pliers. I'm going to come down about 3/4 of an inch. put a bend in there, grab a hold of that wire with my round nose pliers, go up and around to make myself a nice loop. And using my bent nose pliers, I will take that straight wire straight up. And I'm going to go ahead and open this loop a bit so I can attach my tassel. Go ahead and close it, hold on to this loop on the bottom, and then wrap this around. Oh, Clem is looking forward to TGBE. Always such a good time. I like all of them, but I feel like the fall one is always really, really busy, really popular. You guys are getting ready for holiday crafting. Lots of fun ideas. So then I just wrapped that around to make a wrap loop at the bottom, and we'll add our skull, and then we'll string on our little, it almost looks like a little crown, doesn't it? Then we've got our little flower veil and our rondelle at the top. Now I'm going to hold my beads down on the wire, kind of push them down a little bit. And I want this loop to be going front to back so that my tassel is hanging from left to right. And I'm going to hold my beads down and using my chain nose pliers, bend my wire towards me, grab my round nose pliers, create another loop. You can make this top loop a little bit smaller if you want to. And then I will wrap my tail around a few times at the top. And then trim off any excess. Go ahead and tuck in that tail with your chain nose plier. And if we've got the tassel facing east to west, this one facing north to east, we want this one facing the same direction as our tassel. So it's going side to side. And then we can place our ear wire on there, and ta-da, our first earring is done. So cute. Melissa is saying, get a pumpkin spice latte or coffee of choice, snacks and beads, and enjoy the TGBE party. It is such a fun weekend. And everything is live. However, you can watch everything on replay. So you don't have to be there live if you can't be there all day. But it's a lot of fun when you can be there live because everyone is chatting and kind of hanging out in the comments. And it just makes for a really extra fun community event. So there's our first pair of earrings with the Day of the Dead bead mix. And then I'm going to make another pair. I loved these hearts that were in there. And I just thought that they make a really nice classic kind of earring design. Cute little tassel. So we'll pull out our next items. We've got a cute little tassel that has a gold top on it. And then we're going to use one of these little spacers again to bring in the gold element. I've got these hearts, which these are really like a nice weight to them. They're such a sweet, puffy little heart. They have a flower motif on them. And if you're not familiar about Day of the Dead, it is a celebration of those who have departed. And a lot of the motifs are around hearts and skulls, and marigolds are a big flower. And what you do is you create little offerings for those that have passed as a way to honor them. You can create altars that have their photo on it, and you have their favorite foods in celebration, and you have flowers, and just a way of honoring your ancestors and those who have passed in a very celebratory way. Um, Being in Arizona for over 20 years, it's a very celebrated event there, and I've come to know it and love it. And it's just a wonderful, I think it's a wonderful celebration, and something I wish I knew about more when I was younger, because I just feel like it's a beautiful way to honor your ancestors. I know these heartbeats are so, so sweet. I actually put a link in the description for YouTube, in the YouTube video, that has a web page to give you more information about the holiday if you wanted to know a little bit more about it. So for these earrings, I'm going to use soft flex wire. So I'm going to cut myself about 6 inches of soft flex wire. And soft flex is a stainless steel braided nylon coated wire. This is our medium diameter. It's the all-purpose. And this is our black onyx color. Whereas the craft wire is a hard wire. This is for wire wrapping and making loops and connections. The soft flex is a bead stringing wire. It's flexible, it's soft. You use crimps on it to finish it, which is what I'm going to do today. And you can also make connectors and jump rings and things, but it's going to be done with crimps in a different way. This is more traditionally done for connectors and loops. So we'll take our soft flex flexible wire and add our little tassel. And then we're going to grab this spacer bead. We're going to make sure our tassel is in the middle of our wire. And we're going to take the spacer bead and we're going to put it down both strands. And we're just going to push that to the bottom. That will create a little loop at the bottom for your tassel to hang. Then we'll take the heart bead and we'll slide that down both strands. And then we'll take our black bead and string that down both strands. Now we'll pick up one of these crimp tubes. This is the soft flex 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. Oh, I agree. Elizabeth says your marigold beaded flowers are so pretty, Dana. They are gorgeous. I really want to make some beaded flowers. You're inspiring me to try it, Dana. And if you want to see what we're talking about, come join us in the Soft Flex VIB Studio Facebook group. Dana shared her flowers in there, and you can see that gorgeous. They're called French beaded flowers, right? Gorgeous French beaded flowers in the marigolds. And just come hang out with us over on Facebook. If you like Facebook and you like communities in there, we are an awesome beading community. We give lots and lots of ideas. Everyone shares lots of ideas for our kits, but then you're also welcome to share anything else that you're working on beading related. We love when you share what you're doing with soft flex, either beading wire or craft wire. So I took one of the strands, I had both strands going up through my crimp tube, and then I took one strand and looped it back down, left the other one still sticking up because we will trim that off. And now I'm gonna just hold on to that crimp and pull the tail on this wire on the bottom so that I can make my little loop smaller until I'm happy with its size. And you'll want the loop to go from side to side, east to west, so that when you attach your ear wire, it's going in the right direction. Next, you're going to go ahead and use the magical crimping plier or any crimping plier for a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. We love the magical crimping plier here at Softflex Company. It takes that tube, compresses it. You'll get a little 4-corner ravioli, little pinched corners, and then you'll put it back in that notch, 90 degrees, squeeze it again, and then I'll rotate and squeeze it a couple more times. What it does is turn our tube into a nice rounded bead. And now we can use our flush cutters, taking the flat side all the way up to our crimp and trimming off that bead wire. Make sure not to cut your loop. And then last step is we're just going to add our ear wire. And if you made your loop a little small, that it doesn't go over your ball, that's okay. You could just go through the back. And then using either a chain nose plier or the tip of your magical crimper, go ahead and tighten that up. Isn't that sweet? I love these hearts. And I just added this in here to get a little bit of gold because there's gold on the bottom of those tassels. But such a pretty classic earring design. And then lastly, I was playing with this necklace idea in which I was using up all of the rest of my beads from the bead mix, pretty much. And then creating these little dangles. I was thinking 3, so this would be the middle one. 1, 2, and we'll do one more together here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a bead stopper and put it on the one side of my strand that I'm not stringing on. And I'm going to grab one of these little drops and I'm going to connect it to this rhinestone spacer bead. Now this came in the mix, a really large hole. This is fun if you're going to be using it on any type of thick material, like maybe a leather or some silver silk. And I decided to try and make these little dangles hanging from it so that I can string it on. And since there's so much space, you've got a little dangle there. So for this idea, we're going to go back to the craft wire, 22 gauge, got the gold. And let me cut off a piece about, say about 7 inches, give or take. I like to have a little extra so that I don't end up with not enough. And then we're going to slide our drop on here. You could find these drops at softflexcompany.com. They're sold separately from the mix. And they're going to go about halfway, a little bit less than halfway, I guess. So I have more wire at the top than I do at the bottom, but I want enough wire to be able to lift up over the bead and then do a little wrap. So we'll lift up here. And I will go ahead and wrap it around the wire that's standing straight up. And you could wrap it a time or two. Cut off any excess and then tuck it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold. And you could decide if you want this little loopy wire on the front or the back. I think for mine, I had it kind of on the side, so I'll just leave it like that. Take that wire and bend it towards me. And now we're going to create a loop with my wire looping pliers. We're going to use the 4th size so that it's wide enough to go around that rhinestone ring. Go ahead and wrap around to make your loop. Take it off your pliers. You have a nice big loop there. And then we're going to use our chain nose pliers to open it up. Slide on the rhinestone ring. Make sure I open it up enough. There we go. Close your loop around it. And then grab a hold of the loop, bottom of the loop with your chain nose pliers. And now you have this tail here that you can go ahead and wrap around a couple of times. And you're going to wrap down towards the bead. And go ahead and tuck that in. If you have more wire, you can always wrap even further down the bead and just make that be part of your design. Or you have less wire, you could just make a smaller wrap. But now we've created this little link here that we can slide on to the beading wire. Now, the only tip I want to let you know is just make sure you don't catch the gold loop when you're sliding it on, because then it won't lay right. You want to make sure you're just sliding the beading wire through the rhinestone, spacer. And then I've got one of those black beads. These came in the mix on one side and then the black bead on the other side. So that is going to be my focal of the necklace. Isn't that cute? I mean, you could even do, this is a whole strand, so you could do 2 more and then have 2 left for some earrings. But I ended up just deciding on 3 because I only had 2 of these like sparkly orange beads, and I thought that they were nice in the middle. Although I guess I could put one here and one here and put something different on the side. What do you think? Do you think 3 or do you think 5? I have enough rhinestones to do 5. Margaret says 5. Melanie likes it with 3. Julie likes 5. I'll make another one as we're thinking, and I could always use it for an earring too. Anne says 35. Were you thinking 3 and then changed your mind to 5, Anne? 35 would be fun though. You'd have a full necklace of them. Oh, it looks like a lot of people love 5. Yeah, my initial thought was that I only had 2 of these, but now I'm like, well, I could just put something different on the other ends, right? So let's make a few more of these. Especially because it's only halfway in. I'm so fast today. That's what happens when I spend the morning thinking about what I want to make. I'm so much slower when I design on the fly. I guess that's to be expected. You're doing a lot more thinking and planning when you're designing on the fly. I have enough to do 5 and a pair of earrings too, because I think Kimberly said 3 and a pair of earrings. So if I did it there, it'd be way too close. So I need something around that size to, I I think these big green beads would be good. That would probably be a nice. Actually do green and then black, and then there we go. Now we're in the same side. So I have one more of these on this side, and then I have one more I could put here, and then there's one kind of hanging out up here for that side. So that'll work. I go ahead and put another black bead here. And then I have these teeny tiny little delicas that I popped a few of those out to just go between those beads. Maybe I'll do, I think some of these blue ones had a little bit larger of a hole and they swallowed up my delica. So maybe I'll add these here. And then I also have two of these left. But that actually should be on the top. So let me do this. If I want to mimic what I did for the earring, I put it on the top, and then we have one of these. Do I have one open? No, so I got to open up one of these guys. So I'm just going to take my chain nose pliers and bend these back a little bit to kind of open them up like a flower. And then we've got the little white rondelle on the top. And maybe I'll add one of these orange beads right there. I'm going to go ahead and bead stopper this side so I can finish up the other side. I'll have to take these beads off. And I got to make one more little loop over here. Is anyone dressing up for Halloween? You guys have any Halloween parties happening? Or maybe you just like to really decorate, go all out with your house, and you're decorating your house. I feel a little removed from it this year since I'm in a new place and I don't have any decorations here. So I'm curious what you all are doing. I love Halloween parties. I think that's such a fun way to celebrate. And I miss them because my kids usually would be going to one, and that's how I'd end up at one. But I do have a friend who always goes all out for a Halloween party, and I went the last couple of years to her house, and that was a lot of fun. Ilianka says, old school goth girl. My house is decorated all year round. You're ready all year. This is your season, huh? Yeah. Heather says me and Chrissy can be the coconut girls. I know we haven't even seen each other yet. We've been talking, trying to find a day to get together, but she's had her spooky weekend and she had a live sale. So she's been busy. And I don't have a car most of the day until later in the day because my husband's got it. So yeah, so we're like, we'll make it happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So pretty soon we'll get to see each other. Maybe we'll have to dress up as coconut girls for the holiday. Oh, get a little delicate bead. Debbie, I'm not. I moved to Hawaii last month. My husband's working here. I will still be back in the valley though. Like I'll be there for the holidays. So I'll be back and forth. But I'm definitely happy to be away from this heat, this crazy heat wave that is like really, it is too hot in Arizona right now. It's just like, we're done. Give us a break now, right? So now I'm just mimicking what I did on the other side. Got my little flower bead. It was a good time for me to leave. Elizabeth doesn't have any trick-or-treaters where she lives, sadly. She loves Halloween, though. I know trick-or-treating's not exactly the same as it used to be. My block was always in Arizona was always very quiet. We lived on a block where kind of like at the end of the community, and there weren't that many. There were only houses on one side of the street, so it just was a very dark, quiet block. We very rarely got trick-or-treaters. It all depends on the block, because then you'd go to someone else's block and it was like packed. It's so funny how that happens. I didn't add any of these yellow squares in here yet, so let's add that. And then maybe another blue. And I'll start doing this on the other side too, so that I don't end up using beads that I don't have enough of. If you kind of go back and forth, you ensure that you've got all the beads you need for both sides. Penny has a closet full of costumes. Wow. So you got dressed up pretty regularly then, every year, because she worked in a rehab hospital and a children's hospital. You got to get into the spirit of things. Oh, you know what? I think I like these. I like these little black end caps around those orange beads. So I think I'll add them here to bring a little bit of that black up here. And I did do a delicate bead, but it looks like it got swallowed up by the bead cap anyway. So I'll just skip it on this side. Teresa says she's always decorated. She always carves a very special pumpkin. Carving pumpkins. Oh, that's fun. It's the face of Frankenstein's monster. How cool. Tina received earrings in her Softflex bag during CAW. She loves them. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Tina. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, it's 105 in Arizona today. No. You can go as Sherry says you can go as Mango Mamas too. Just dress in orange, elongated pumpkin. Oh my gosh, 106. No. My poor son. My son Ethan's still there. I feel for all of you in Arizona. And then Dana says it's been over 100 in the Bay Area. Oh my gosh, that's so unusual. Oh, Penny, I'm feeling for you and all of your neighbors and your local community. It's so terrible. Helene was just really, really rough. And also, I think it hit areas that wouldn't normally get like flooding and stuff, right? So it was really unexpected in that way. Cooler weather. It is no fun having Halloween getting dressed up when it's that hot out. Oh, Melanie got a bracelet from me that she so loves. Yay! I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the jewelry. It was so strange to part with so many jewelry pieces. Some of them I've had for a very long time, and other ones were brand spanking new that I made. And but it made me feel a lot better knowing that it was going to go out to all of you. I think the squares are a little bit big too. They don't really have a delicate bead there. And that you'll love them. And if it wasn't your cup of tea, you can always gift it to somebody else. If you got something that didn't fit or you didn't love, you can either, or you can cut it up because, beads are always good. So let's see what we have left here. I have one of these and two of these. Do I have enough? Oh, I might not have enough of these. It looks like I only have one. That's okay. I'll just leave it on the bottom. Should we end this there? Let me end that one there. And then that means on this side, I'm almost using up all of my beads. I've got two of these left and two rhinestones left for possible earrings. If you want to make that, I have two of those left, two of these left, and two of those, and then just one of these. So let's see, how do we want to finish this off? Maybe one of these little white ones. Will that swallow it up? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't for the squares. It kind of looks like a candy corn at the end. I have to swap the colors, right? Isn't it orange, yellow, white? We'll end it with a candy corn. I know candy corn is a little, You either love them or hate them. I personally love them. I don't know if it's probably just a nostalgic thing. So we'll do the same on this side. Anne says she gets less trick-or-treaters every year, and she's got a closet full of costumes too, always helping out at a party with her mom. Yeah, I think the classic trick-or-treating is not the same as it once was. I know a lot of neighbors like some blocks will do like a block party and then they end up getting a good amount of trick-or-treaters just because they're kind of all out and people do a lot of community things now with those trunk or treats and stuff. Terry's going pumpkin picking. Yes. I love that. All right. So let me see where this lays on my neck. If I were to put a clasp on it right here at the end, it would be a little too short for me personally. So I think I'm going to cut this free and add some black beads on the back. You could also just leave some wire, but I don't like to do that unless I've got like a good amount of wire because for me, it feels weird if it's just like a little section. I like to do that if it looks intentional, not like I just ran out of beads. I don't think I have any enough beads left for a bracelet unless I decided to just really take a bunch of them off the necklace and just let the wire show. Then you'd have enough for both a necklace and a bracelet. But these little beads are perfect. They're like the perfect size. These little check glass black beads. They're a cute little shape. They're very similar to the shape that was in the kit. So they're going to be a good option to put on the back of this necklace. I know, it's very colorful. Oh, I put some art up on the wall, but I just taped it up. And so occasionally something just falls down because I don't have frames or anything yet. So that was just a piece of art I just looked up. Fell off the wall. Oopsie. It would look very cute with a black maxi dress because it's just so colorful and fun. I did not, Melanie. I do not have any more beading supplies, but I get beading supplies from Softlex regularly. So that was one reason why I was like, it's okay to come with just the bare minimum because I'll get, whenever we have new items that we put online, I will get some new items. Okay. So eventually I'll have a ton of stuff here. I just don't have my personal beading things, like the stuff that I left a lot of my gemstones and that kind of stuff back home, which I am missing a little bit, especially when I watch the live sale. That's what it is, Dana. I'm used to being in such a dry place where the tape will stay. And now the humidity is like, nope, not going to happen. We're going to go take a little after my video today. It's still early here. So we're going to go take our friend Steve. My husband's working a half day too, so he should be home pretty soon. And we're going to go take our friend Steve to a place called Twin Falls. I don't know if any of you have been there, but it's on the road to Hana. It's one of the earlier stops. And I'm excited to go see it again because we did it a while ago. I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we should get to see, hopefully it's open sometimes depending on the weather. Even though it's beautiful where I am right now, you don't know, like it could be raining just a few miles down the road. So hopefully the weather and it's open, because if it's raining and it gets too flooded, they stop people coming in because there's some waterfalls there. It is, Dana. I'm not an early person normally, but I have been embracing that I'm here and it's nice to get going earlier, so it makes sense for everybody in other parts of the country. And it also allows me to get up and get to work early and be done earlier in the day, which is really lovely when you have things you can go do in the afternoon, right? I'm going to go ahead and grab just a lobster clasp. I have a bunch of black ones, so maybe I'll do that. So this is a gunmetal lobster claw clasp. And then at Softlex Company, we've got sterling silver blackened, and then we have sterling silver gold filled and copper. So I'll go ahead and grab some of these sterling silver blackened. I'll grab 2 of those. And I will go ahead and add my lobster clasp on one side. Put that crimp on, put on your lobster clasp, and then make a loop by putting that wire back down through the crimp. I'm going to go ahead and crimp it with my magical crimping pliers. I've been strangely, maybe because of when I got here, I just sort of started right off the bat, getting up at 6 in the morning. And strangely, it's been okay. I go to bed earlier, I get up really early, and I've been waking up even before my alarm, which is like wild for that early for me to do that. But I think I did it quick enough once I got here that I got myself on that schedule, and it's been nice. So now on this side, I'm going to string on my 2mm crimp tube and just make myself a loop. I'm going to bring my crimp tube closer to my beads, but not too close. Oops, my loop came undone. Because you want to leave a little bit of space. Oh my goodness, let's grab my pliers to grab this here. There we go. You want to make sure you have movement in your necklace or your bracelet or whatever design you're working on. So if you kind of like scrunch it up a little bit, make sure that you are not crimping it too tight. We'll go ahead and This one got away from me a little bit. Let's see if I can fix it up. So my only suggestion, if something goes a little off kilter with your crimp and then you want to try and like fix it up, round it up, just go around some extra times. And it's not perfect. It's a little smushy, but at least it's secure and it's in the back. You can always put a little cover over it if you go and you make a little boo-boo like I did. Oh, so nice. So nice, Gina. I know. I'm not in an area that's right by the water, but the water's never really far from where we are, you know. Let's take a look. Fun. And the little skulls ended up in just the perfect spot. Right there on the sides. Very colorful. I know, no ravioli and meatballs. Sorry, Melanie. Let's put in some earrings. We've got our tassel earrings. That goes really well together. And then here is the other one, which is really sweet too. And that could be worn anytime, really. You don't, with my dark hair, it's a little harder to see the black design. Kathy loves my dress. This is my water dress. Since I'm going to go do a little hike where there'll be waterfalls, this is what I wear over my bathing suit. So I was dressed and prepared to head on out after this video. It is the humidity, Melanie. I'm a little shiny right now, but yeah, my skin has been very nice. It's been very soft, which has been lovely, and I don't feel the need to put on lotion like every single night before bed like I was before. All right, let's choose our winner. Let's see who's going to win a Day of the Dead bead mix. Go ahead and enter if you haven't yet. We've got 68 entries right now, and my hair is definitely curlier. Yeah. My hair loves the humidity. Whenever I would go back to New York, I'd have a very good hair days because my hair really loves the humidity. I get good hair days in Arizona too, but they're not congruent, you know, whereas here, the humidity, my hair likes it every day. Let's share it. Woo, woo. All right, we got 71 of you. It looks like we have 92 people. Hi, Teresa from Huntington. Back in where I grew up. And I had very curly hair growing up. Very, very frizzy. I'm happy my hair isn't quite as frizzy as it used to be. '72. All right, I'll give you another moment here to enter, and then we'll choose our winner. Here we go. So you must be here to win. If I call your name, be ready to let me know that you're here. I'll give you a few minutes because of the delay. But if we don't see that you're here, you will forfeit your prize and I'll have to choose another winner. So make sure to let me know. Yes, that's Huntington, New York, Melanie. All right, we're going to draw our winner. Such a fun mix, so many fun colors. And you could put them all together like I did, or you can can pull them all out and make different designs that not quite as colorful if that wasn't your jam. Carla Fillmore, hooray, hooray. Carla, are you here hanging out with us over on Facebook? Let us know. Northport is beautiful. That is where my aunt and uncle lived for a while when I was a kid, and we used to go visit. They don't live there any longer, but that's a beautiful area. We've got some Northport people in the house. Carla Fillmore is here. Yay, congratulations, Carla. So go ahead and email us at info@softflexcompany.com, and we will get your free mix in the mail to you. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me today and watching. I love you all. Look forward to seeing Sarah on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. She will be live with Rachel from Sam's Bead Shop. So you know that's going to be a gorgeous live. And then we'll have our friend Joyce again on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. We will not have a live sale this week. However, I believe we have it the following week. So we're doing them every other Thursday now. So just be on the lookout for those. Yeah, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you next week for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading at 1 p.m. Pacific time here on the Softflex Company Facebook page and YouTube channel every Monday. Keep having fun. Mahalo. Thanks.